Hello and welcome. I am so glad you're here. I'm Beth, a creator-based coach with CMH Coaching for Life. I'm here today to help you and those you love create a life you feel grounded and at home in. Think of a life where you feel peace, love for those around you, and in a flow with just enough challenge to keep you happy and creating something wonderful. Sounds like magic, but it's not. You can create that life every single day. You can have a life full of love, excitement, hope, and creation. Our mission at CMH Coaching is to flood the earth with light through compassion, mindfulness, and hope. And I'm going to ask a favor of you. If you like what you see and hear today, think of someone you know that would enjoy and benefit from this message. Our mission is to flood the world with compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Share this with them. But for now, this is time just for you. So settle into whatever you're doing and enjoy this time with the girls, where we create that one awesome, amazing, perfect life every one of us is seeking.
You gotta watch your thinking. Watch your thinking. Watch your thinking.
Welcome to A Creator-Based Life. This is the weekly podcast for CMH Coaching. And we are here to help you, a faith-filled woman or man, build the life that you desire, the life that you can't wait to wake up to in the morning. We are here. There's Jenn. I'm trying to do this without my paperwork today, so just saying. So it might be a little bit funny, but there's Jenn, who is a hypnotherapist. I can grow almost anything, gardener, and a really, really good friend. She also has cats. Who can't love somebody who has cats? And Jaycine Bonnet, who is our business coach. Both are creator-based coaches too, on top of it, which is cool. Jaycine's an avid runner. And then there's me. I'm Beth. I'm the author of The Creator-Based Way. Create your one awesome, amazing, perfect life. Perfect being in quotes, y'all, because we believe in 50-50. But you really can create the life that's perfect for you. And so we're here today to talk about stuff.
That's pretty technical. I love it.
Yeah. It's profound stuff. Okay, so go ahead, Jaycine. What were you going to say?
No, I was just laughing at your stuff.
Talk about stuff that matters to us on the 1st of December, because as December begins, I don't know about you guys, but it's like we went from Thanksgiving and then something turned into turbocharge mode. And it's like the whole world went crazy. Mm-hmm. And even today, starting out with work, everything's just trying to move 3 times as fast as usual. And Jenn, you said you were really busy. Same thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like all of a sudden we went into this turbo and everybody's gone crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Well, and the same thing. I was late getting on today because of all of my meetings running over, and the doctors that I've been working with. Let's see, I've been with 4 different doctors already this morning, and everything was like, it's now December 1st. And how do
Oh my gosh.
I got to get this done. I got to get this
done. The year is ending.
Yeah.
It's like Henny Penny. The sky is falling. Only the year is ending. I have to finish. The year is ending.
Now. Yeah.
Right.
Let's take a breath. So Monday morning inspiration was very helpful. Like, take a breath, small and simple steps. Let's just break it down. You can get this done in a month.
And you know what? A month from now, it will be over. Mm-hmm. So I guess I started, I have this cute little Santa chalkboard that says X number of days till Christmas. And every day you erase it, you count down to Christmas. And it's my favorite. But I got to tell you, when I hung it, I just felt nostalgia and it was lovely. And then today, when I crossed off the number or erased the number and put 24, I had a wave of panic. Oh my gosh, there's only 24 days. And so I was really grateful to have had that Monday morning inspiration about small and simple things. It gave me a moment to just pause and say, okay, girlfriend, what is it you want to experience for the next 3 weeks till Christmas comes? Mm-hmm. And do you want to live in turbocharge? Because that is not a comfortable place for me. And if I want to have a good holiday, what would that look like for me? And what do I actually want to happen for Beth
Mm.
and spread out to the rest of the world? And so, yeah, that idea that we can do less and accomplish more was powerful. So it's a backward law here, right? Do less, expect more. But this one came out, do less, accomplish more, which is
Mhm.
really kind of an interesting backward law for the holidays, because who doesn't want to accomplish more?
It's true. We
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a long list, Jenn, for holiday?
Oh no. It's just my husband and I. We don't have a long list for a holiday.
That's good. You don't go out and party with friends and have to do stuff that way?
Excuse
Nope.
me, I married an introvert. Like he is the poster child of introversion. So, but
Yeah,
no, I do decorate my house because that's my little Christmas thing. I like to feel the Christmas spirit.
me
Mhm.
too.
But I was thinking about this. I think a lot of the rush that we're feeling is usually when we have Thanksgiving, we have at least 4 or 5 days or a week until we have December 1st.
Until December.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
kind of snuck up on us. And so all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's the first already. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was weird to go, oh, it's December 1st. All right. Well, I guess it's Christmas then.
Yeah.
Better get on. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the idea of do less and accomplish more, or do less and expect more, came out with the power of community. And the idea, and you guys, I'd really love to talk about this in an energetic way as well as a spiritual way. The idea that we live in a collective community of human beings. So give you a minute to think about that. Jaycine talked about it in the ripple effect. I've thought about it as my joy and happiness in Texas affects the joy and happiness energetically of the people in China, or the people in Ukraine, or the people in South Africa. That because we're in a collective community, what I feel matters and what I do matters. What are you thinking, Jenn?
I'm just thinking about that. Just thinking it.
Do you think it's right? Do you differ? What do you know?
I don't know. I don't know because I do know that we can have an immediate effect on those around us.
Mhm.
Our own little world, and
You
just
can
how
feel the energy. Yeah.
how we show up in our little world, even if it's just going to the grocery store and being in a good mood and being courteous, that type of thing has a ripple effect. I'm trying to think about it on like
A
an
global,
international scale.
Global.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
global scale. Well, you think about how that ripple effect. Jaycine, can you tell us about the ripple effect?
The ripple effect, it's a truth. It's a truth. One kind deed or one smile or one small thing affects the person that you're directly having that moment with. And then it changes something in them and they go forth and they do the same thing and it helps others and others and others. And it gets wider and wider and wider as we go. Our one small deed can really affect, good or bad, what happens moving forward in someone's day. And I really love that. I really love that thought. I thought about, and it really came to me when my son for our church went on a mission and he went to the Dominican Republic. And um, I was kind of feeling like, oh, I just don't do enough. I don't help enough people. I would really love to like go on a mission and really change lives and things like that. And
It's a big splash in the world.
yeah, I really want to make a difference. And the thought came to me that each little thing that I had done with my son was a ripple effect because
Yeah.
I had taken the time to listen to him, to teach him, to help him grow, to help him learn how to be kind, to just to nurture and teach and help him have the desire to serve and teach and help others in the Dominican Republic. That was huge. And I thought about the little things that I did as a mom are now having a big effect on others, like far, far away from me on the other side of the United States and or not even the US, it's in a
No, not even the US. No.
yeah, in a foreign country. And it was one of those moments where it really took me back. I was just like, wow, we don't know the effect that we have on others when we do our daily stuff, we
Yeah.
Jenn, I hope you don't mind, but Jenn and I were talking last week about, how our parents woke us up in the morning. And
Mm,
my experience was very different than Jen's experience. I had a mom that would come in, not flip on the light switch. It was nothing dramatic. She would just come in, put her hand on my shoulder. Hey sis, time to wake up. It's going to
oh my
be,
gosh.
it'll be a great morning. It's good
How
morning.
sweet.
With a kiss or something. Not, I can't say 100% of the time, but a lot
No.
of the times that's my memory. And my dad was the same way. And so I woke up in a very loving way. So having like something like a jarring alarm is just like, I can't, like, it's just like, well, how do people do this? I have to wake up to beautiful music
Wow.
because that's my experience.
Oh,
Wasn't
it's funny that you bring it up because when I was growing up, my mom worked midnights. And so my dad, who was 6'4" and 300 pounds and had a deep, resonant, very scary voice when he was angry. And he had X-ray eyes that glowed. They were bright blue. So when he was angry, they would glow. But anyway, suffice it to say, I was kind of scared of him. My dad would wake me up in the mornings. And he was so prim and proper, he would never cross the threshold of my room
Mm,
because he didn't want to intrude. And so he would stand in the doorway and he would say my name. And if he said my name more than twice, I knew we were going to go to the deep voice. And that was the big scary voice. So I just immediately would get up just as soon as the door opened, I would get up because I didn't.
mm,
That's why I woke up scared every morning
mhm.
and trained myself to just move fast and get out of the way. It's really interesting. What about you, Jenn? What
Oh,
was
I woke up almost every morning to fight or flight because my mom would slam open the door, turn on the light, yell at us, get up, got to get ready, get going, you're late, or something like that, and it's like,
yeah.
you're just like, holy cow, you're just
Where
out
am
of
I?
deep sleep. Yeah, it was jarring. It was jarring. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the ripples that went from that, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But
Yeah.
but it's fascinating for me because I grew up waking up frightened um that I went into mental health because I didn't want anybody else to do that. So
Mm,
even with that, my dad, and he was a great guy. I mean, he never hurt me, nothing like that. It was 5:30 in the morning and he didn't want to wake up kids. He wanted to go get in the shower and go to work. This was just his way of doing it in my interpretation. But that ripple really made a difference for me in trying to help other people because I don't like that feeling. And I
mm.
know, Jenn, it made a big difference for you because I've heard your backstory too with helping others. Yeah, isn't that interesting? All right, let's go back to
Yeah.
the collective of all human beings and the ripple effect. So this weekend, I had the good fortune of texting back and forth with Ben, who is in Berlin this weekend, and he was sending me pictures and I hope a recipe for this amazing German seedy bread. And
Yum.
again, I thought about that. Okay, so the things that we text back and forth affect the people that he's with. And then there's that ripple effect in
Yep.
Germany,
Yep.
right? Yeah. So
Mhm.
it really does. It really, what goes around comes around. We really can make a big difference, even when we don't leave our own living room.
Well, and with technology today too, there are
Yeah.
so many Facebook groups and other groups that are worldwide,
Yeah.
and we're able to participate in those in a positive way
Yeah.
and connect with others who we may have never connected with and have the opportunity to spread cheer and kindness and gladness, joy to the world, right?
Joy to the world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool. Well, this all came up because not too long ago, as you all remember, We were doing rehab on the house at the same time we were doing wedding, and all of it was a little bit crazy. And so when all of that came to pass and it was done, or as done as we can, um, the Lord kind of caught me and said, okay, girlfriend, you just got to stop.
Mhm.
It's not your job to save the world. You just got to stop. And showed me this idea of collective consciousness and of community, that if I took my little bit and I didn't turn it into a great big amount of work that I had to do, but if I took my little bit and Jenn took her little bit and Jaycine took her little bit, and then we took the ones from our kids or from our friends or from whatever, the places we have influence, that collectively over the billions of people in the earth, just our little effort makes a huge difference. And that reminder then keeps us from feeling like we have to do more. I caught myself yesterday because we decorated the tree with the grandkids and we had guests for dinner, both of which were unexpected. And as I was making rolls for dinner and I was thinking about the grandkids and where are the ornaments and when do we need to set table and how do we need to get this done? The thought came, ooh, and I could make cookies. And just as quick as the thought came, you can make it. It's not your job to save the world. It's your job to do your little bit. So finish the rolls and be done.
Mhm. Yeah.
It was really interesting.
And it was just enough, right?
It
was
was
enough.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I finished the rolls just in time for the grandkids to come. We decorated the tree. And just as we finished the tree, then the guests came for dinner and
Mhm.
everything worked. If I had not listened, I would have still been baking cookies and I would have been a mess. Everything
Mhm.
would have just been out of whack. But
Mhm.
by choosing to do a little good instead of a whole big,
Mhm.
then it made a huge difference. It was right. It was in balance.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what do you see as a little good that we could do? How can we make that influence for good? Or how has it been done to you, for you, where you felt that influence for good?
I actually had a thought this year, and it happened last year when we painted our house. I guess it was this year. It was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
Um,
it was January, but it felt like
yeah,
so long ago.
I
Yeah.
know. And we're almost there again.
Yeah.
So just in cleaning everything out of closets, I came across my daughter's baby book that I had never finished.
Yep.
I just kept stuffing stuff in there, right? I just had never finished it. And I thought, oh, okay, someday I'll get around to that. And I've really felt the past couple of months, I pulled it out again and started working on it to give her that gift for Christmas. And we've had some, she's struggling with some things, some differences of opinions and feeling
A
un,
lot of that.
yeah, unsafe, just with the elections, just a whole bunch, right?
Yeah, a whole bunch of.
And so she has decided not to join us for Christmas for various reasons. And so my first inclination was like, well, I'm not going to finish this, right? Why should I rush to get this done? And then I had a minute to think about it and to ponder and time with my creator. And what it was like the energetic thing that you were talking about, Beth. He's shown me that as I work on this, she will feel it. She
Isn't that
will,
cool?
yes, she will feel, because as I do it, I'm doing it in love, and it is the pure love of a mother and writing all of these remembrances and things like that. And it's not just in giving her the finished product,
Yeah.
she will feel the whole process. And
Yeah.
so, in that and through that, it makes me excited to finish the project.
Yeah.
And, he gets to do his job in repairing and saving the world, right? I
Because
don't
that's his job.
do.
You just do your little part.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
think it is so cool the way when we work in love, for something or for someone, or we're making something in love, when they receive that gift, they feel that love.
Mm.
I can remember receiving baby blankets or aprons or drawings from children, things that were just made in love, beautiful gifts, or not so beautiful, but they were made with love. That was our joke, because mine were all made with love. I'm not a crafty person, but it's made with love, so that counts.
Right.
But you could take it and you could hold it and you could feel the love that was there,
Right.
My sister works with a group called Little Dresses for Africa. And it's to help the girls in this particular region feel validated and important, because there's no respect given to women with their culture. And so the girls don't get clothes.
Oh,
And
wow.
so the women in her group, Little Dresses for Africa, get together and they sew these cute little pillowcase dresses for the girls. And then they take the trip down to Africa and they give them out. And Sue's been down a couple of times with that. But think about how that little effort, a pillowcase dress takes maybe 30 minutes to sew.
Wow.
That little effort will feel on that little girl's body. And the love that it was made with is carried to her. Yeah.
That's so amazing. We did a project when I was the president of a women's group, and one of the first things that I wanted to do was something for our community to bring us together. It was after COVID, and everybody had been distancing, and it was like this time to come together. And so we painted rocks. And on the rocks, their instructions were to either do a picture or a word that would inspire someone or cause someone to feel loved or cherished or happy or joyous or whatever. So a picture, and then what we did is we actually said a prayer for the rocks, that whoever would find these rocks, we went out and we distributed them, hid them out in the community, that whoever would find these rocks would have have the Savior's love. They would feel it. They would feel and know that they are loved and that they're important and that they're valued, that it would bring joy to their heart that day. And so it was just, and as we did it, I mean, some of the rocks were, you could be the energy of those.
The energy of the love that's in there.
Yeah. And it was an easy thing. It wasn't hard. It took us, I think it was maybe a 90-minute or a 2-hour activity that we did. And it had such power. So small and simple things. Yeah. Doesn't take much.
I know I have photos of Jenn's garden on my phone as my backdrop. And the love that she puts into her plants shows up in my heart when I open and see the beauty of her zinnias. I think the zinnias were the ones that I had for a better part of the summer on my background. But we've also used them as memes for CMH coaching to spread a positive message the same way on social media. And that's the gardening gift, right? And you do that for therapy as much as for love, right?
Yeah.
But there are so many things that don't involve Black Friday, Cyber Monday, spending money, spending hours and hours and hours quilting. I know there are probably many of you who make beautiful quilting things, but being a knot tire myself, that's one of my things. Or all of the big, huge things that we're tempted to do in the next 24 days. The real power is in doing a little good. A little good, because each little light combines to make this beautiful light the world experience. So my favorite, and it's dastardly in some way, is to just deliberately smile at people. I love to see if I can get a smile back. And if somebody's particularly grumpy, I really love to see if I can get a smile back. Saying thank you. I know Aubrey one of her things that she works on is making way for that person who is so pushy and aggravating, deliberately being cheerful to let them by. Because you can compensate their aggravation by just being kind and opening the way so they can move through. And that's a very small thing. I mean, that's seconds, but it's a powerful choice, especially with how much hurry everybody's in right now.
Right.
To allow them the space that they can get through and wish them well. Yeah, can make a huge, huge difference. One of my very favorites is just to tell myself it's okay. Because it is. Unless I decide that I want to turn it into a story and make it a magnificently angry story or a magnificently unfair story or whatever that is, but it really is okay. So, what do you guys do for your little things? Jaycine paints rocks. Jenn gardens.
I think so often we do little things and we don't even know that we do
think.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just, I think it's who we are.
Yep.
And so you just go and do, and you're just who you are, and we don't give ourselves credit for
because we self-care. When we do self-care for ourselves, we are serving somebody else. Right? When I love that thought, when I get in the bathtub and I enjoy Epsom salts and bubbles, I'm doing a favor for somebody else. Because when I get out of the bathtub and I feel good, I will share that good with everybody around me. Self-care is something that quite often we'll think is selfish, but it's not. The way you take care. Go ahead.
And it can also not be, I think sometimes when we think of self-care, we think of all the luxury things, but self-care sometimes is just getting enough sleep.
Yes. Going to bed at 9 o'clock instead of 11. Yeah.
Feeding yourself the right foods, type of thing. And I know that when I go to bed and get enough sleep, I'm a more pleasant person. So it's like
a service to those around you.
Yes, it is.
Because when you're driving down the road and somebody does rush back, you're not screaming at them. You smile and get out of the way. It makes the world a better place. Yeah. But it's a little thing, so we don't give it the weight that it really deserves.
And sometimes it's just listening to someone, or
yes,
sending a text because you had them on your mind, and you have no idea. But I've been the receiver of some of those things where somebody just sends a text out of the blue. Hey, I was thinking of you today. I hope things are going good, and I miss you, or I miss your bright smile, or whatever.
It feels so good.
It does feel really, really good to be thought of. And how long does that take, honestly?
Well, and that is such a gift, because then you feel seen. And when you feel seen, you feel loved most of the time, right? Yeah. Yeah. I had a friend, I missed church a couple weeks ago when I had that stomach thing. And she actually said, I missed you today. Are you okay? And to have somebody say, are you okay? I'm like, oh my gosh, you really want to hear? All right. And it really felt good.
Somebody cared enough. Yeah. To notice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about one more. Extending kind compassion to an aggravator.
Sorry.
I know, but there's going to be a lot of that because we're not perfect. And so we're going to go about trying to do good. Hello, Leo.
I know. Talk about wanting to be loved and seen. So.
I love the tail. I love the tail. There he is.
Oh, he's so pretty.
He is. He is so
beautiful. He is a little brat today. Just wants to be with mommy.
Just needs some loving.
Sending kind compassion to Leo. I'm sending him love. There it is.
He just doesn't want to sit on my lap. He wants to rub the computer. So I'm sorry, you're going to have to edit this part out.
Or not, because there are lots of people that have cats the same way.
Wanting to be seen and heard definitely is this cat.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay, anyway, so what do you do about aggravators? How do you extend kind compassion to them? I know last time we talked about what to do with unwelcome company or challenging company. And it's kind of along the same line. What do you do when people are just impatient, unkind, rude, critical? How
Or
do you,
say things that are unexpected on Thanksgiving.
yeah, hurtful, thoughtless?
What do you do, Jen?
Well,
You, Jen.
I have done this before. I've said things like, they're just not being their best selves right now.
You're not yourself
Yeah.
today.
You're
I
just
have said that to my kids. Wow, you're not really yourself today, are you? Yeah.
because everybody's best self is probably, really good. So they're just not being their best self today. Or there are times when I'm like, I'm wondering what child, like inner child is at play right now. Because this is
Yeah.
definitely not an adult,
Yeah. Oh, I like
somebody throwing
that.
a tantrum. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
You extend grace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay. And just get out of the way or just whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Just let them move on through with whatever they are.
Mhm.
Extend
I like
grace.
that. I'm going to give them permission to be
To
human.
be human.
Yeah, I'm,
Yeah.
That's my
hey, I'm
favorite.
giving you permission to be human right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
I know I was really mad about something a couple of weeks ago with Troy, and I went to the Lord with it. And he said, "Oh, he's selfish, like you're selfish." And it was just like that, like you're selfish. And I'm like, "Oh man. Yeah, permission to be human." You know, and it was that quick. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah. It
I
was
think
good learning for me.
if we can all just give each other permission to be human and grace,
Yeah.
won't this Christmas season be more Christmassy, like Christ focused? Because isn't
So
that what he did?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and to only do our little bit.
hmm
Don't try and save the world. That's not your job. That's already been done.
Excuse me.
Our job is to trust the collective, all the community, everybody does a little bit. Then with that little good, all kinds of great things happen. But just a
Mhm.
little. And like Jen said, one of the best things we can do is to rest, to do our little bit and to have some rest and then to go forward cheerful. Makes a huge difference.
And
So
for all of you out there that are rolling your eyes right now,
that's what I was thinking too. What do I say to the eye rollers here?
I know, because that used to be me.
I hear you. Been there.
Yep. Yep.
So if you can listen to those of us who have been there, who've done it both ways, just have a little faith and trust us and try it. Like
Yeah.
just
And if you just try it, you know that when you feel the satisfaction of having done something nice for someone, even if it was just you smiled at somebody and you recognized it made a difference, that little bit of satisfaction is a positive enough feeling for you that you actually will accomplish more than you would have if
Mhm,
you hadn't smiled at that person,
mhm.
because it accelerates and it changes. Jen, can you explain how it changes your brain? I know you can. When you're satisfied because you did something good, it changes it to where you work more effectively and you work better. You actually accomplish more by
Yeah.
doing little helpful things, little,
Well,
and not getting yourself all worked up about the big stuff.
yeah. Well, so when I learned this about what I'm going to explain, it just completely changed how I drive.
Good. We're ready. We're ready.
There was a study that
Oh,
I
yes.
did about road rage,
Hmm.
about how when you get mad, it takes 5 hours for your body to come back to homeostasis because you put yourself into fight or flight.
5 hours?
5 hours. It said yes for
That's
everything
half
to
a
calm
day.
back. Yeah, and so if you're constantly living in that, because and maybe it was people that didn't had more than one, like they had the road rage and that just got more road rage and they got more. Maybe that's what it was, but it was like hours for your body to come back into homeostasis. Everything.
Wow.
And so they talked about how it adds to high blood pressure, it adds to all this stuff and everything. And I'm all like, no wonder people have heart attacks early or things like that. So I'm like, I am not going to let somebody else on the road put me into like that state. I'm going to
Right.
change the story. So maybe
Totally.
that might even be what you work on. Maybe that's what it is. Instead of smiling at something, maybe you just don't react. Just say, bless their heart. They're having
Bless your
a
heart.
bad day. Or something, you know, or even like, you know, I hope they get to where they need to get safely or something like that. And just,
Bless your heart. You're such a jerk for cutting me off. That
yeah,
bless
well,
your heart.
but think about it. Did you kind of feel when you said you jerk, because you've raised your
Yeah.
blood pressure. So you have to get to the point where you're just like, just don't want to feel, just like, you know, oh hey,
You
oh
do you. You just
yeah,
let them do
you
them.
do you, or what, yeah, you know, and so I really changed. I mean, it also helped I didn't have to drive every day, you know, and things like that. But just to understand that that's why, you know, a lot of people are having some health issues is because when you drive, you can just go from 0 to 60, literally in your mind, not in your body,
Yes.
just that way. And
Well, and I think you could probably do that at the grocery store too, or at Target, you
yeah,
know, or whatever,
yeah,
wherever you are that you
yeah,
get activated like that. Something flips your switch.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
for,
it gives you rest too. Like you're not using so much energy because that
Yes.
negativity really
Yes.
uses a lot of energy.
Yes.
yeah.
And so when you do less, you accomplish more. It is just the coolest thing. It's backwards on purpose. It doesn't feel intuitive, but once you start practicing it and you just choose, like Jenn said, to not react or to deliberately do less, you'll see lots more happens in 5 minutes than it would have if you'd been raging for 5 minutes. Life is just better.
Mhm.
Yeah. Change your story, just like Jenn said. Change your story, change your life. Yeah, that's incredible. So
Breathe deep. Just breathe.
just just breathe, take a breath. That's right. Though anytime somebody says to me, take a breath, my first impulse is to slap them. But breathe.
Well, I live in Virginia and you live in Texas. Your arm's that long.
That's right. That's right.
That's really good.
So
Yeah.
fun. So 2 goals, breathe and
Mhm.
see. See it a little differently.
Mhm.
Just see if you can see it a little bit, maybe the way they see it, or a little less biased, or like Jenn said, just don't buy in. Just see it from where you are. Yeah. Breathe and see. So we have the coolest Jumpstart workshop coming up on the 14th of December. Not to belittle our one word, but this is like the perfect sequel to my one word that Jenn taught. And this one is going to be taught by Jaycine. So Jaycine, you want to talk about it? It's going to be on the 14th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And Monday Morning Inspiration has a place to register. It's not on the CMH coaching website yet, but I'll try and get it on there this week. So if you need to just go to cmhcoaching.com, you can register there too. So Jaycine, tell.
Oh my gosh.
So cool.
So it's
My
based
favorite.
on I do this every year with my doctors. And so we thought, oh, we need to
Do it
like
for our
give
girls.
it to our community. And it's based on John Maxwell's leadership program. And it's called Your Year in Review. And it's really, really a time where you get to reflect because reflection about your year is so powerful, so powerful. I'll give you 3 reflective questions that you can ask yourself. And then using those reflections as we reflect, you're going to, we have other questions to lead you into 2025. So it is such a powerful presentation workshop, getting in and actually doing you're going to have 90 minutes to have some reflection time to start the process. Some of you will finish the process, which is wonderful. Others will need more time to reflect and then to create their process moving forward into 2025 using my one word and some
And the year-end review. It's Jenn and I have both done this workshop with Jaycine, and it is really life-changing. It really does change the way you start the new year and I never want to take the time. The middle of December is not a time I want to pause
No.
It's, I want to run to the next party or buy the next thing. But the years that we have done it, it has been such a huge shift. The rest of the month of December, I'm able to I quietly ponder. And by the time I'm to New Year's Eve and the new year, I'm ready. You know, you don't feel like you've just been swept away by all the crazies.
And I will tell you, like, it is one of those backwards laws that a lot of CEOs for Fortune 500 companies take a week long, like they'll go shut themselves up in a hotel room and do this process, this reflection process, because they know for that 1 week, the ROI, the return on investment is exponential. Like it is really what makes the difference moving into that new year. So yeah, I'm excited to share it with you guys.
I'm excited to do it. And it'll just dovetail perfectly with your one word. So if you haven't watched the My One Word workshop yet, do that.
Yes.
You can find it on our YouTube channel, but come and enjoy the year-end review. It's powerful. It's great. And do we have a book for book club for December?
We decided as a collective book club that everyone is going to read their favorite Christmas book, and then we're going to come together and share, because so many of us are not going to be able to make every single week. And so we just thought we'd get together and share our favorite books. And
love that.
And
let me I'll show you my book. I just started one.
Yay, let's do it. Jenn, what's your favorite Christmas
Anybody's read this yet, but it almost made me late for the podcast today. Is it? You can't see. Come on.
Back up.
There it is. Okay, so it's
Immortal Nicholas.
Immortal Nicholas by Glenn Beck. Okay.
By Glenn Beck. And I started it at lunch, and I'm about 100 pages in. It's a quick read, but it is so engaging, emotionally engaging. It has a review in the front from Richard Paul Evans, you know, that wrote The Christmas Box and all of these other books.
That's my favorite Christmas read.
Yeah, I love that one too. And I'll read it to you, because when I read the review, I was like, oh, maybe I really need to read this book. But he says how powerful it is. He says, a moving emotional tale. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Cool.
Yeah. And for Richard Paul Evans, that is high praise. The Immortal Nicholas.
Yeah.
That is good, because I probably wouldn't have chosen it, because his last book that he wrote, it was a Christmas book, The Christmas Sweater. I was like, oh, I was a
yawner.
So I probably would have passed that one up, Beth. So thank you for that recommendation.
Yeah. Well, and I bought it for Troy. He enjoyed it, but didn't really say anything about it. And then when I pulled it up, I'm like, ooh, it starts like at the beginning of The Alchemist. And I love the book, The Alchemist. So it caught me right away. Yeah.
Very fun. Very fun. Jenn, your favorite Christmas book?
I like Jacob Marley.
We read that.
I remember talking about that one.
Christmas books, you know.
Yeah.
I like Jacob Marley.
Yeah, mine is the whole Christmas Box series by Richard Paul Evans, like the Noel Diaries, the Christmas Box. Yeah.
They're so sweet. I have those on Audible, but only the ones that Richard Paul Evans narrates, because he is the best one to fall asleep to.
Yeah. He'll put you right to sleep. It'll be great.
He's so soothing. It's so good. All right. So this week, just a little good. So when your brain wants you to do a whole lot, dial it back, just do a little, and trust that everybody else is doing a little. And so it's all getting done. And just try it and see if it doesn't make a difference. A little, you know, a smile, or the permission to be human, or whatever you need it to be. And next week we'll talk about something else. And don't forget to sign up for the Jumpstart workshop.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Hope to see you there, guys.
Yeah, hope to see you there. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I can choose to be happy, choose to be free, moment by moment. It's all up to me, 'cause what I think about, I bring about. That's the way it is, and there is no doubt. Day by day, I pave the way with every little thought I think.
joining us today in a creator-based life. I hope you felt that compassion, mindfulness, and hope you came seeking today. You can find more of it at cmhcoaching.com or on Linktree/cmhcoaching. Of course, any social media outlet, we're there too. Because you felt the benefit and light in this message, please invite those you care deeply about to join us. Help us to create a ripple effect across the globe of compassion, mindfulness, and hope. Then we can create a creator-based life together. Have a great week, y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
Moment by moment, it's all up to me, 'cause what I think